Sacred Mass, Chapter 48. Why I Love You. Liam signed and then he got inside the bus, and Helmer waited for the invitation, and then he joined in as well. And Liam then said, "This is why I, perfection incarnate, is attracted to you, Helmer. You respected me. I made myself vulnerable to you many times, and you did not take advantage of my trust, and for your restraint, you and only you, Helmer, should reap the benefits. You only need to ask for it." And Helmer kissed both hands that embraced his slender body, and he said to Liam, "I promise I won't let anyone else have you. You are mine and mine alone." "I just knew you were the jealous and possessive type," said Liam happily. And Liam noticed that Helmer was a little moody, and they were sitting in the bath together, but instead of having fun, Helmer was sulking about something or other. And to break him free of the trance, Liam placed his fingers gingerly in Helmer's ear, and he started massaging his skull. Helmer sighed with contentment, and he was once again present in the here and now, and blushing, he said, "Can you?" "Certainly," said Liam, and Helmer took Liam's hand, and he instructed him how to massage his slender frame, and Liam proceeded to caress Helmer's body with one hand, and he encouraged him with the other. And Helmer brought both his hands to his mouth to silence the moan, and Liam started to kiss the neck, and then he gave a playful love bite to the earlobe. And Helmer giggled for the bite that made him ticklish. And Liam whispered, "There is no need to hold back, Princess Helmer. All of the children have gone to bed." And Helmer opened his mouth to speak, but only moans of pleasure came out, and with his free hands he started to caress Liam's perfect masculine legs. And after a healthy dose of stimulation, Helmer's body trembled, and a sigh of relief finally escaped his lips. And Liam embraced Helmer. He asked, "Do you like it? Was my performance to your satisfaction?" "It was perfect," said Helmer. "You are perfect." "If you say so," said Liam, getting out of the bath carrying his lover. And Helmer got up from top of Liam, and he said, "I'm a little hungry." They took a dress, and they went downstairs to grab a quick meal. And Liam saw that there was light coming from his brother's bedroom, so he brought him a sandwich. Liam knocked on the door, and he waited, and Alec eventually said, "Come in." Liam entered the room, and he looked for his brother, and he smiled when he saw him hiding under the bed. And Alec, smiling pitifully, said, "I can see why Helmer likes being under the bed, and it feels nice and safe, like you're in some sort of protected cocoon or something." "I made you a sandwich," said Liam, putting the plate near Alec, "and since it's late, I also brought you some warm milk." "You're such a mom, Liam," said Alec, chuckling, and he rolled out of the bed, and he sat down on the floor to eat. "You're not still mad at me, are you?" "Yes, I am very mad at you, and the sad part is that you still cannot see what you did wrong," protested Liam. "Your little brother Alec is an idiot, remember?" said Alec, laughing. "Are you ready to apologize for real this time?" asked Liam. "Yes, bring him over," said Alec meekly. And Liam found Helmer devouring some grilled sausages while drinking root beer. And when Helmer saw Liam approach, he stabbed one of the sausages with a fork, and instead of eating it, he proceeded to encourage his meal. And Liam took the fork, and he ate the sausage that Helmer had slobbered all over. And Helmer bited his lower lip with delight. And Liam brought out another frying pan to make his dinner, and he peeled some potatoes to make fries, and with the fries done, he threw in some vegetables, and with it he completed the meal. And the two ate from one another's plates, and when Helmer was full enough, Liam proceeded to eat what remained, including the half-drunk root beer. Liam stopped eating for a second to say, "Alec wanted to speak with you." Helmer snorted with frustration, and then he went to see what Alec wanted. And Alec by now had finished his sandwich, and he was back to resting under the bed. And Helmer looked around for Alec, but he did not find him, and Alec recognized Helmer's bare feet. And then he set off from under the bed. "Help me?" Helmer sat down on the floor, and he looked under the bed, and he laughed when he saw Alec down there, and chuckling he said, "What are you doing there?" "I was curious. I'm a man who likes to try out many different experiences, and this was one I had never tried. And I can see why you find it so appealing," said Alex, smiling shyly, and he added, sighing, "I am sorry I disrespected you, and is there anything I can do to make it up to you?" "I want you to figure it out," said Helmer, "and I have lived with you for months, and you should know by now what I want from you." "A hug?" asked Alex. "I had Liam for that," said Helmer, chuckling. "Candy?" asked Alex. "I have Allan and Marina for that. They know what desserts I like," said Helmer. "Shoes?" asked Allan. Helmer got up from the floor and he said, "Good night, Alec." As Helmer closed the door, Alec saw Mincy in the form of a snake with a chihuahua face, and in his mouth it had a little doll, and Mincy winked and then she dissipated, and Alec made an mental note to bring a lovely new doll for Princess Helmer. Helmer returned to the kitchen in Banali, and had finished eating and was cleaning the dishes. And Helmer commented, "You're surprisingly self-sufficient for a former king. In my boarding school, we had to clean up after ourselves, and our identities were kept a secret. And if anyone knew that the crown prince was among them, it would have caused unnecessary problems. And when I was born, I was treated as if I was middle class, and said my father was feeble. Everyone assumed I was born weak, and I believed them too because I did not know any better. And in my boarding school, they had made special instruction not to overtax me. It was boring, but then I made friends with Lucian, and he enticed me to join in the games despite the teacher's protestation. And Lucian and I would sneak out at night, and he taught me how to swim, how to ride on horseback, how to fight with a sword, and by the time the Caron, my physique had improved. And the teachers now encouraged me to be active, and then during the fighting tournament, they presented to my grandpa the new me, and they took credit for Lucian's efforts. Helmer turned serious, and he hugged Leon to comfort him for his loss, and when the sad moment finally passed, they resumed their nightly games. And Helmer started pushing Leon back to urge him to walk upstairs faster, and since he was purposely walking slower, Helmer teleported himself and Leon to the bedroom, and Helmer opened Leon's nightgown and he pushed him down into the bed, and Leon turned his head not to look at Helmer. And Helmer, trembling, dressed his lover again, and Helmer sat down beside Leon and he started crying, and then he proceeded to start punching his own head while repeating, "So stupid, so stupid." And Leon restrained Helmer's hand, and he drew Helmer into his heart, and he kissed his head as many times as Helmer had punched himself, and Leon sighed, and his breath came out extremely chilly. And the two lay down in the bed together, and they rested there for half an hour, and Leon breathed in, and he exhaled an icy breath. And Helmer relaxed his hand, and he started to mimic the breathing exercises. And at the end of that breathing exercise, Leon kissed Helmer's head, and he asked, "Feeling better?" "Uh-huh," said Helmer, stretching. "And what did I do to make you so upset?" asked Leon sadly. You turned your head, and I was afraid that I had hurt your feelings," said Helmer, fiddling with his fingers nervously. "You did nothing of the sort," lied Liam, and he forced a face smile to add more weight to his lie. He dressed himself, and Helmer did the same, and Helmer positioned he undressed himself, and Helmer did the same. Helmer positioned himself between Liam's legs, and he asked meekly, "Can I skip the salad and go for the main course?" "Go right ahead," said Liam, chuckling, and with his consent, Helmer licked his lips, and he proceeded to devour Liam's magnificent instrument. And to vary the stimulation, Helmer focused on the tape while his nimble, experienced fingers started their fingering exercise. And Leon's toes curled and his fists clenched, and he took in a deep breath as a moan escaped his perfect rosy lips. And Helmer kept his eyes on Leon, delighted at the response that this new type of stimulation was producing. And Helmer had originally planned to fiddle with Leon enough to get the desired firmness, and this reaction encouraged Helmer to continue playing Leon's object of desire like a clarinet. Leon put his hand over Helmer's head, and Helmer was expected for Leon to encourage him to swallow more of his instrument, and Leon instead grasped and said, "Stop." Helmer sat up, and he saw Leon trembling, and Helmer drew near him, and he kissed Leon to reaffirm them of their bond. And Leon returned the kiss, and he said, "You may continue." Helmer resumed his concert, and as the performer was reaching his end, Helmer proceeded to stimulate all the parts of Leon's perfect instrument, and Leon's bark arched and his lips stiffened. And after the concert concluded, Helmer licked his own lips with satisfaction, and he had hoped to take it all in one go, but he had been forced to retreat. He licked the bed sheets and Leon's perfect instrument again, and Leon wrapped his legs around Helmer's slender body, and blushing he asked, "What follows now?" And Helmer started to caress Leon's legs, and he said shyly, "I don't know, I'm always the one being torn in half." "You seem to enjoy it," said Leon, giggling. "I enjoy you," said Helmer, "and I suppose I could show you what I like, and then when you're ready to go, you can." "Split me in half," said Leon, completing the sentence. "Fair enough." Liam turned his back to Helmer, and Helmer said, No, that's not my favorite position. It is too impersonal. And Liam arched himself and he stretched his limbs till he made a split while still reclining. And chuckling, he said, Is this your favorite position? You're quite bendy, said Helmer before giving a nervous laughter, but when I said split in half, I did not literally meant split. Liam got out of the bed and then he proceeded to stretch his limbs back to the absolute limit, and as he did, he explained his pose. It is called yoga, and Cedric was quite fond of it, and I used to practice it with her and Dad. And this was called the goddess. This one is the dance, the shear, the twist, the forward fold, the heron. All the sitting down positions, do any of them resemble your idea of a split? Helmer lay down on the bed to get a better look at Liam's pose. And this one's called the garland, the scale, the heron, the thread, the needle. And this one is the boat, said Liam. You're getting warmer, said Helmer, grinning. Is it the plow? Asked Liam doubtfully. Doesn't your neck hurt? Asked Helmer, drawing closer. It is actually rather comfortable, and I sleep like that sometimes, said Liam, laughing. And if you're so comfortable like that, maybe I will plow you while you maintain the plow pose, said Helmer, getting up. And Liam shifted his pose, and then he said, Yes, that is the one, but you don't need to hold on to your legs. What is that one called? It is called the happy bird baby, said Liam, laughing, and Helmer gave a nervous laughter, and Liam changed back into the pose of the plow yoga position. And Helmer placed his hands under the bed, and he brought out a jar with scented oil. And once his hands were refreshed, he drew near Liam, and his massage expanded and probed and caressed and fell. With your permission, said Helmer, and Liam nodded in response, and with his permission, Helmer started engaging Liam. And first the tip, and slowly deeper and deeper he went. And Liam clenched his fist during this proceeding, and instead of relaxing, he felt Helmer and Liam becoming tighter and tighter. Helmer pulled out completely, and blood came out, and Liam lay flat on the floor. And Helmer lay down beside him, and he kissed his cheek, and he asked, If you were in pain, you should have said so. Liam sighed, and his breath came out warm. I wanted to try, and that is the one part of me that was still a virgin. Liam changed the poster like that on his side, and Helmer got up and he went to fetch a medical kit, and along the way he kept punching his head while he repeated, Stupid, stupid, stupid. Mincy detained Helmer, and frowning he said, Let go of me. Mincy did not. I am your master, do as I say, insisted Helmer. Let go. Mincy did not, but Helmer tried to summon other elementals, but they did not come. They came, but they did not interfere. They had a healthy respect for Mincy's strength. Helmer drew Helmer close to her face, and the face of the creature warped till it became that of the dead King Wardenas. Helmer closed his eyes, and he started to feebly struggle as he dropped the medical box. And at first it seemed like rifle noise and clicking and chirping, but to the chaos eventually a clear, silky voice, neither male nor female, but very distinctly its own, started to speak. Hurting yourself has never helped anyone, said Mincy, using her true face. And Helmer crying said, Please let me go, I did him harm, I need to fix him. To break him again, asked Mincy solemnly. It's not my fault, protested Helmer. When is it ever not your fault, asked Mincy. I'm sorry, Mincy, said Helmer meekly. I'm so stupid, so very stupid. Mincy released Helmer from her grasp when she became certain that Helmer was not going to continue punching himself, and she opened the door to the bedroom, and Liam was back on top of the bed. And Liam said in imitation of Helmer, My tushy hurts. Helmer cleaned the wound, and he applied the ointment, and he kissed both cheeks, and he said, There, all better. Can we continue? Insisted Liam. But why? Asked Helmer. I want to like it. I want to know what it feels like to enjoy it, insisted Liam. As you wish, said Helmer. Liam changed position, and he propped up his leg against the wall, and Helmer got in between them. And he proceeded to massage the opening, and the fingers went deeper and deeper till eventually the face got inside, and to help him relax, Helmer handed Liam the pillow doused in lavender cologne. And he tried different motions and rhythms, and after a lot of trial and error, he found the pattern that produced the results that Liam was looking for, and to the pain slowly, and so pleasure started to emanate from Liam's very core. And when Helmer finished with Liam, the former Dragon King was in pain, but extremely satisfied with that night's nightly exercise, and Helmer asked, Did you like it? It was perfect, said Liam happily. The morning came and Liana woke in a particularly good mood, and he gave himself a brief shower, and he made breakfast for everyone in the household, and he sat down on a pillow in order to eat and this gave everyone plenty to laugh at, and Liana was quite happy by this reaction, while Helmer was extremely embarrassed about it. The morning is worn. Allan, go fetch Gregory. I want to practice flying for a bit, said Lian happily. I will join you as well, said Sunshine. Are you certain? asked Allan, worried about the baby. I'm not certain about anything, said Sunshine, sighing. You are a mammal, and I am an interesting avian specimen. The kid is alive. I do not know what this crossbreed entails. I could either drop an egg, or I might give birth. Worst case scenario, I might require surgery, but I do not want to think about that. Thanks for telling me that, Sunshine, said Allan, who now has something new to worry about. That was the end of that one. Bye-bye.